really drain. You cannot fight these kind of wars and expect to have wealth back here at home. Wars have to stop. Only defensive wars. That is the only thing proper. That's what the Constitution says. You can't start wars. So, striving for peace and then bringing about the reforms necessary for the economic system to change, this is where the prosperity comes from. But then we have this other item about how we get along with each other. And we haven't done a real good job. So over the years, the many years, we have picked out certain groups in our society, and they have been punished. They have been unfairly treated. And to some degree, that still exists. And I complain about how the drug laws are enforced. You know, if you're poor and a minority, you're more likely to be punished than if you're rich and you're white. That's just the facts of life. But what we need to do is understand that freedom, when you realize it, it brings people together. Some people defend economic freedom, say, yes, we need good economic freedoms and marketplaces and no low taxes and capitalism. They do pretty well on that. But then they drift over and they go into the special interests. They want to use redistribution, so they're really not all that great all the time on the free market. Then there's another group saying, what we want to do is protect personal liberty, but not economic liberty. But if you understand what liberty is all about, that it's individual. We get it from our Creator in a natural way, and our rights are natural to us. That it's the freedom that we want. It's not the decision on how we're going to use this freedom, because each and every one of us might use it differently. So we shouldn't tell other people how they're going to use their freedom, but you say, well, they might waste their money. Well, that should be their problem. They waste their money. To deciding what is good for you, what you put in your body, your mouth, and your social values. Yes, some of that is very, very dangerous, but you should suffer the consequences. But once you have government doing this, where they're trying to protect you from yourself economically or by your personal habits, there's nothing left of freedom when government's telling you what to do to protect you from yourself. So the responsibility falls on us. We have to assume this responsibility. That doesn't mean we don't care. We don't endorse the way people use their freedom. If they use it, if they follow religion, we don't like it. Doesn't mean you have to endorse it. We don't endorse it. So if people have a lifestyle you don't like, you just say, well, that's their business. You right wrong. But you don't have to be judgmental. And this to me is the reason people can come together, and they're diverse, because we want one thing. We want our right to our lives and our liberty. We want our freedom, and this should bring people together. So this is the reason.
Shut up! Where's it? What was his name? President Paul! President Paul! President Paul! President Paul! President Paul!
This is the wonderful part about liberty, is bringing people together. We knew and understood this for a long time. We did have this. It was a great test, and it was the best test in the history of mankind. And yet, freedom is a very young issue. People keep thinking, well, you're going back to the Dark Ages, back to the Dark Age of the gold standard. I'll tell you what's the Dark Ages, and that's tyranny. We don't want to go back to tyranny. We want to advance forward with tyranny. So this is the reason that we have this wonderful opportunity. Yes, it's tough times. We have tough economic times. We're in perpetual war. We have this inevitable debt crisis that's bearing down. But the solution's out there. And it's not like we have to invent something new. It's not like it's brand new. It's not my idea. I try my best to bring this together. I don't want to go back to any dark age. I want to pick up the pieces we were and improve on it. Improve on the gold standard. Improve on how we bring people together. Improve on the understanding how free markets work and why it's important that we don't think wealth comes out of a printing press run by the Federal Reserve. And a lot of these things are, rather logical, but we have to get that message out. People have to believe it's in their best interest to argue for a free society. So basically, we have an obligation to ourselves to read and understand and to be able to defend these positions. Because I am sincere. I do think governments are a reflection of the people. And right now, the people are changing, and that's where the encouragement is. So I come here with a positive note of saying that there's every reason in the world to believe the world is changing for the better, even though we face great dangers and we have to do something about it, that we can win if we can galvanize people and understand this is an intellectual revolution. This is truly a revolution that's going on. Whose time has come cannot be stopped by armies or by government. I'm convinced of that too. Ideas are powerful. Ideas have consequences. Good and correct ideas have good and correct consequences. Bad ideas have bad consequences. Let's argue the case for good ideas and the principles of liberty, and we can work our way out of this and restore the greatness of America.
Ha ha ha!